Welcome to another episode of the Weeb Retreat Podcast. We hope you enjoy your stay. We are the Weebs, your host. My name is James. This is Germs. And today, especially today, we have a lot to talk about. How you doing, Germs?
Doing good. It's been spicy the past few weeks. You know how it be.
You know how it be. So here's our explanation. Time to cover our asses. We had a lot of editing and a lot of work to do with our special, our end of the year special, Anime of the Year awards. We'll have it linked above, so please check that out. We spent a lot of time on that. We dressed up. We gave out the Weeb awards, what we thought should win the specific categories that we had. So, and we get a little bit drunk in it. So definitely check that out. We have it linked above. And
better than the Crunchyroll Awards.
Yes, definitely. Always better than the Crunchyroll Awards. So, yeah, as always, we have a great show for you guys. We're going to go over the three that we haven't gone over in quite some time. What was it been? Like 2 or 3 weeks?
3 weeks?
3 weeks? I think it's like 3. Hopefully it's not anymore. Sorry, guys. We have Attack on Titan. Oh, boy, we got a lot to talk about with that one. My Dress Up Darling. And Demon Slayer. We were going strong for a while, right when the action picked up. But since we haven't talked to you guys, it's concluded. So we're gonna, talk about the whole season. And so then obviously the winner of the week. Yep, we're still gonna talk about the individual episodes. We're gonna go over some Reddit rankings of what the weebs out there think of this winter 2022 season, and then we have some Jujutsu Kaisen news. So stay tuned for that. That'll be at the end. And depending on when this goes up, it'll either be Valentine's Day or the day after. So happy Valentine's Day to all the virgins out there. Hopefully you guys have a great spicy day yourselves. Super Bowl day, although I'm not super interested in that here. Timestamps. Use the
usual.
Yep, you scroll through the video to get to your favorite parts. Let's stop bullshitting. Attack on Titan, the final season, part 2. Got to throw in the part 2, episode 6. Let's talk about the episode this week, Germs. What do you have to say about the episode this week? And yes, of course, we'll talk about all the weeks that we missed as well. So lead off the discussion here, my friend.
It's just been wild, man. Like it flip flops. It's like, okay, Zeke has the more spicy plan. It's like, oh, Aaron's on our side. He's gonna stop it and he's gonna do something cool, But then Aaron is like, actually,
he's like, he has no chill. He's like, no, we're gonna fucking
no chill. You thought Zeke's plan was bad? Oh well, watch this.
My genocide's gonna be even more fucking crazy than his genocide. They're like one-upping each other and how many people they're gonna fucking murder, dude. Zeke is like, Zeke's like, I'm gonna eradicate a race. Aaron's like, I'm gonna eradicate everyone that's not this
world.
Race. I'm gonna eradicate the world.
Everyone except for this one island gone.
Yeah,
you better watch out. You better watch out for Aaron.
Yep. Hide your wife, hide your kids, because the colossal titans are coming, right? So before we backtrack, anything about this episode in particular? I thought it was like a little bit of a slower episode, especially considering all the crazy stuff we had the last few weeks. This week was kind of the ramifications of Aaron unleashing all these the wall titans onto the world, and sort of we get to see that some of the lower level titans are kind of running loose, and maybe Aaron doesn't have a control on them. Maybe he does. We don't really know. Kind of like a fillerish, gapish episode. Like, I want to see the spice, man. I want to see the war planning. Like, it's great to see a Titans getting their napes attacked and shit like that, but I want to see if he can. If he commits...
like that one spicy moment of them all saying on the tower there.
Yeah, that was good.
Like it really like goes back to like the first season or whatever, back when, like, remember they were like inside that room or something, they all kind of like jumped down. It's like, okay, it's been a long while since we saw something like that.
Yeah, I thought it was a throwback to that. I wasn't sure though. But if it is, that's a good throwback. One of the commanders, Pixis. I don't know. I'm terrible for everyone watching. I'm terrible with names, but they saw him as a Titan. I'm like, oh shit, there's the bald dude with the goatee or whatever. I'm like, he's a fucking Titan now. You know what I mean? So not much. Is there anything specific before we move on to just craziness in general? Anything specific from this episode? Because I thought it was a little slower and kind of just action packed. We know Gabby. Gabby's who we should be talking about. Really, Gabby wants to save. What's his name? Falco. And Gabby's sort of she's she's sort of had a transformation, hasn't she? She used to she's kind of brainwashed. Now she's like, oh, okay. Now I kind of see the other side. I still would like to see her die, but that's just me personally. But yeah, I don't know. Anything that you want to talk about with this episode?
I think it was a little bit slower than the past few episodes because those last ones were just absolutely insane with the ramifications. But like, okay, we're seeing what Eren, the ramifications of all that stuff after. It's like, okay. There's, still some random Titans still all in about, gotta stop that,
Yeah.
But then they're like, what do we do? what do we do? Like, there's nothing we can do. Eren's just gonna, we can't go against Eren. Even Reiner is like, we can't do anything.
It's over.
It's over.
Yeah. So, all right, let's stop bullshitting though. Decent episode. I want to see the real ramifications of this planned genocide, but we got to talk about all the stuff we have not talked about yet, dude. So, time to stop burying the lead. Holy shit. We have time travel. Not exactly time travel, more like a sort of a time paradox. It's confusing, and I want you to help walk me through it. But holy god, catching up on Attack on Titan is I remember in season 3 when you find out the world and the history outside of the walls, and I remember that blowing my mind and catching, and I was binging the episodes back then to catch up. So binging the episodes this time was very nostalgic for me because it was like the same kind of thing where I'm like going episode after episode, time's flying, and I'm like, holy crap, my brain is expanding. I'm going to a new dimension with this show, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So basically, we see Amir Fritz, the OG founding Titan, and how she acquires the ability, which is nuts, dude, because I remember the second season's ending where they which is like one of my favorite endings of all time, where they have the old school Victorian or old European, whatever you want to call it, drawings and the fable of the evil devil granting Ymir the founding Titan's ability, and sort of her making a deal with the devil, right? And what we come to find out is that was just like propaganda. That wasn't real at all. What really happened is she was a slave. They all sort of pointed at her when some of the pigs got out. And so they basically, the king had his men hunt her down. As you guys know, if you're watching this, you've seen the episode, but we're just kind of recapping here. And she sort of falls down this tree, kind of like the Yggdrasil tree that we see in the this other dimension that we have going on, right? She falls down this tree, and this sort of like alien-esque creature, I feel like we switch over to full sci-fi at that point, sort of like attaches to her, and she becomes the founding Titan. And so we find that there was no devil that she made a deal with. Like, that was all to...
It just happened.
Yeah, it just happened. That was to scare the Marleyans into believing that all the Eldians were evil. What really happened, it was kind of by accident, by chance. And the king uses her Titan abilities to, to build up Eldia, the very formation of Eldia. And man, I thought that story was fucking nuts, dude. And she takes a spear for him. Like, that's a full on slave. Like, she is like Stockholm syndrome. Like, she protects her master. You know what I mean? Like, even though he's doing all these fucked up things, and then his kids. We find out why the walls are named after the walls. Wall Maria, Wall Cena, forget the other wall. It's his kids with his offspring, and they eat her inside so that they can continue the Titan abilities going forward, so that they can, they can create all these Eldians with the Titan. Dude, that just blows my mind. I haven't talked to you about this yet. That's just fucking nuts. What were you thinking when you were watching all this, dude?
I was like, holy shit. I was just like, okay, this is making a lot more sense. Like, okay, it's back to like an older time of, of like a medieval kind of, that's why the technology is still all that same in there. It's like, okay, this is making a lot of sense. But it was just wild. And like, just seeing the destruction. Like she was just like, was like a monster to do his bidding. It's like, okay, it started off as like a small little tribe, and then as she just wins all these wars against all these other tribes, because what are you gonna do against the Titan? It's like you just see him slowly become like a king, and like how like crazy his status and stuff is. It's like,
right,
damn. And then obviously, and then now you're seeing from your perspective, it's like, oh, I would be pissed if that's all I had the whole life. And then when Aaron's like, you're no one's slave, it's like, oh shit.
Yep.
And then
yep.
That's how
it's the ultimate tragic fate, right? Like she serves her master, takes a spear for him, and then now for the rest of eternity, she is creating the Titans with sand in this. I forget what the place is called exactly. But in this other dimension, it has endless sand, and whenever a Titan forms, it's one of her offspring, thousands of years later, and whenever they gain Titan ability, she's crafting those Titans with her own sand in this other dimension. Like, dude, that's like sort of psychedelic and sort of
day
like
in, day out.
trippy, man. That's fucking crazy, dude. Like, she's a tormented soul. She was tormented on Earth when she was alive, and now she, sort of walks eternity in this sort of desolate sand, dimension where she's forced to create these Titans, and this sort of, the ramifications of that are the Titans, sort of, they're destructive creatures. They create even further wars. So she's like sort of this troubled soul that's like troubled for all time. You know what I mean? I would still, it's sort of like the God question or the Big Bang question. Like, I still want to know where that one organism that attached to her and gave her the founding Titan, like, where did that come from? I know that you could go down that rabbit hole forever, and lots of stories don't go that deep into, like, it's just like, here, it was there, and that's just what it is, right? I don't know, assuming we have 5 or 6 episodes left, I don't know if they're ever going to touch on that, like, where did that organism come from? But now we definitely know where the Titans origin came from, where the founding Titans origin came from, And
we saw it, that was the nice part. It's not like it's her, it's like, oh, I was a slave, and she didn't even just say, I don't think she ever even said a word.
No.
And that's good storytelling. It's just showing, not telling.
Exactly.
Let us come to those conclusions, and then check back if you have a question about something.
Yep. Yeah, it's beautiful. And man, and then with that, we got to talk about the whole Eren versus Zeke dynamic here, man. Insane. Whose side are you on, Gerbs? Whose side are you on? I need to know. Who do you agree with here?
It's like, I was hoping, like, I'm not much of a fan of Zeke's plan, but Eren's is just way worse. It's like, it's like, well, is there something else? There's gotta be something else.
Yeah.
You don't have to kill everyone. You could just I don't know, get rid of all the Titan powers or something. But like, okay, just remove them. I'm gonna absorb all the Titans, and then, well, bam, that's it. I'm done. I'm done. I'll end it with me. It's like, okay, I can see that happening, but now it's just like,
yeah,
he's just gone mad with the power of the Titans.
He took it to 11. He's like, oh, you want to kill people? I'm gonna kill even more fucking people, And I called it, dude. Remember, all this time for like a year, I've been saying, is that Eren's real plan? Is he really going along with Zeke? Is he really fine with wiping out his people? And I called it, dude. I was like, I don't know if that's exactly, I didn't say he would definitely double cross Zeke, but it sort of, I didn't,
yeah,
it didn't sit right.
Something else.
There was something else. I knew there was something else. I couldn't put my finger on it, So, yeah. And so basically what they do is Zeke, he's about to tell Amir to eradicate all of the, everyone with Titan blood, and, to euthanize them, so where they can no longer repopulate, right?
They can reproduce. Yeah.
And he said, well, before I do that, I want you on my side, Eren, because they're like half brothers, right? So they go through their father's memories, and this is where the time traveling goes bonkers, dude. Because apparently, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong here, okay? I definitely need to reread and rewatch this entire thing at some point, because this is a fucking masterpiece at this point, okay? I don't know if I'm getting every single detail here, but basically, and what's his name? Grisha, right? They go through Grisha his sort of memories. So they're not exactly there, but they're sort of in this alternate universe where they're watching everything that happens, right? And there's multiple points where he kind of, you can tell that he can see Zeke, but like Zeke isn't physically there, right? But he sort of has a like a spiritual connection.
Well, it's kind of like crisscrossing. You know, when you pour a little bit of water into oil. It's like some of the water mixes in for a split second there.
Right.
It's like, you know, some of Zeke is mixing in.
You know what's funny is people have found screenshots from the very first season and second season where they see like a guy in a cloak off in the distance, and people are like, "That's fucking Eren, dude. That's fucking Eren." Because of what we're finding out now. So all of this, if that's true, it might just be a fan theory. But if that's true, Isayama really plotted this whole thing. And by the way, so the first episode of the entire show is called, here, I'll look it up. But there's a play on words with the very first episode and the latest. And it's like, it's, here, let me get it. To you in 2,000 years. And then episode 80 was from you. In 2,000 years or something to that effect, which is nuts, dude. That means that Isayama was really from you 2,000 years ago. That means Isayama was from the very start of the series to now. He planned the whole fucking thing, Germs. Like all of this has been a long concoction. And I remember first putting on Attack on Titan thinking, what does 2,000 years from now mean? What the fuck does that even mean? Now I guess I know what it means, right? So Eren is sort of Grisha goes to he goes down with all of
the church,
the church, the royal blood, right? And he's gonna kill them, and Zeke is,
oh my god, that scene.
Zeke is surprised because he's like, whoa, he's not killing them like I thought he would. And Eren's like, you need to fucking kill them right now, and he does it. So he sort of plants the seed in his father's brain. And then afterwards, his father can see Zeke fully, and he's like, "You have to stop Eren," because he can sort of the interesting thing with the or the founding Titan is that you can see into the future memories of who holds it in the future, which is a very very weird, very.
We saw that once before. With the when Grisha was getting into the Paradise City, remember like the previous owner was like, oh, you have to save Mikasa
and Arwen, and it's like back then we were like, how does he even know those fucking names, dude? Now we know how he knew those names because he could see into the future. It's crazy, dude. It's totally crazy. And I think even in episode 1, doesn't Eren have a vision of his parents being killed before they actually are killed in front of him? I mean, that's the future Eren sort of sending past Eren these I don't even know what you'd call them, visions, whatever you want to call them, dude. And so and the way that he was able to find this is when he kisses Historia's hand, remember? She's like,
then he saw the future.
And she's like sort of like knighting him. And everyone back then was like, what the fuck did he see? His face turns totally different. Now I guess we know what he was seeing. He's sort of seeing all of this plan out. I mean, Germs, if this isn't a masterpiece, I don't know what is. I mean, this is blowing my mind. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Anything you want to add, Germs? I think Attack on Titan has gone into a crazy direction here this half of the season.
Yeah, the only thing you can really add is just like, hey, that's how Annie gets out.
Oh,
that's where Annie comes in.
Yeah, the end of this week's episode, right?
We see. But what can she do? Like, what can Annie and Reiner? What can they all do? Like, Eren's just so powerful right now. It's like he has all the power. Like, how do you stop him, man? How do you stop him?
I don't know.
I guess that's what these episodes are gonna tell us, and what's gonna happen. Because it's just like, where do we go from here? This is the end game. This is like the end game. Eren's already doing a victory lap right now. He's won.
Yeah.
So it's like, what happens here? What happens?
I don't know. I think I have a suspicion that he dies at the end. Kind of like a Light Yagami sort of situation with Death Note, but I don't know because. Again,
Eren hasn't changed his mind in a single bit. He's like, well, I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, so, I don't know. He's the protagonist, but he's totally evil. Zeke is kind of, he has a fucked up plan too. I mean, there's no paradise ending here, right, Germs? I don't see how this ends well. Either the whole world gets destroyed, or they take down the Eldians and they sort of take down Eren, or maybe they come to an agreement where the Eldians can stay on the island, but Eren, I don't see how Eren would sort of survive that. I feel like he'd get I feel like the whole world would be like, nah, we're taking this motherfucker's head because, he's sending all the Colossal Titans our way, so I don't know, man. I think it's getting hard. It's getting real fucking spicy with Attack on Titan, dude. And I don't even know if I fully understand all of the sort of time travel that's happening right now, but I think I know a decent enough of it, and I think rewatching it or rereading it at some point, everything will click a little bit better, but right now, it's just it's absolutely bonkers, dude. It's fucking bonkers. So, I think I kind of just rambled this whole segment. Is there anything you want to say, Germs? We were supposed to have a good discussion here, but anything?
Well, that's Attack on Titan, man. It's just always bonkers. Like if you're not ready to get something crazy happen, you must be watching some different show, because Attack on Titan, every episode something wild's happening,
Yeah.
And they just go like that. You blink and hey, like the episode's over. It's like, fuck.
I know, I hate that, dude. I hate having to wait every fucking week for this show. Like this is one of the worst shows to wait every week for. Sincerely, I cannot wait to binge this one day. And it's so weird to think of like where season 1 has come from to now. Like it's such a different show. Like season 1 was just a run of the mill, a very average, bland shonen. The Eren was a very bland protagonist. Like it was fine, but it wasn't. It was just sort of okay. Here's the next.
Wanted to kill all
thing.
The Titans.
Yeah,
but now he wants to kill all the people.
It was very black and white, and now it's like you have this wealth of history and sort of just so much going into it now that you realize it's not what it seemed like it was on the surface. There's a lot of moving parts here, and man, it's historic, Germs. It's historic. Attack on Titan will be an anime we talk about 10 years from now, 20 years from now. Like this one has definitely left its mark on anime history, and definitely one that's going down in the history books for sure. So
that's for sure.
All right, so guys and gals out there, the weebs, comment down below. Are you enjoying Attack on Titan like we are? Talk about this week's episode or just everything about this part 2 season, the final season in general. These are kind of our mid-season thoughts on where it's going. Any prediction from you, Germs? I think Eren's plan gets foiled and he probably dies. Any prediction on your behalf? How do you see this whole series ending?
I have a feeling someone's either going to get hurt, someone else is going to either get hurt or like really hurt or like dies or something. It's Attack on Titan. People die. Like, and then like Aaron's gonna be like, you know what? Fuck. I fucked up. Only way I can atone for this. The only way I atone for this. I'm gonna take all the powers. Hey, Ymir, give me all the powers. And then he's just gonna like kill himself or something.
Yeah.
Or like have Mikasa like end it for me, please. End all the Titan powers.
You think Talk No Jutsu is gonna work on Eren and he's gonna change his ways here at the end? I hate that shit.
I think it's gonna be actions. Someone's just gonna die and he's gonna be like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Because like his whole plan is to protect his friends. Like, Armin or someone just dies, or Mikasa just gets killed, or and he's like, wait, because his whole plan right now is. The whole reason he's doing this is because, he wants to protect his people he cares about.
Yeah.
So if they start dying, then he's like, well, I see what my power has done to me. Let me just end this all. I'm going to end all the power of Titans.
So you think he's going to gain all of the Titan power and off himself? You think that's how it's going to end?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And you haven't seen any spoilers, right? You've just completely stayed away? Yeah.
I would have told you that.
I think I don't know. I think somehow he gets taken out, but I don't know, dude. I knew he was a double agent here.
Well, we both know Eren's probably gonna die. So
so we both agree on that. So I think we're both expecting him to die. You know what I really like? Speaking of like changing your heart and changing your ways, is like Zeke saw that their father wasn't like a crazy killer, right? And he saw that his father was hesitating. Zeke, they could have easily done the anime trope where Zeke is like, oh, I see my father's not so terrible. I changed my ways. But Zeke was steadfast in his belief of, no, we still need to euthanize all the Titan, all the Eldians. So I respect that they didn't change his mind there, and I hope that they don't change Aaron's mind going forward, because it would feel a little cheap to me, especially after all the groundwork he's put into this, right? Like, if you're gonna make the MC a maniacal, genocidal, crazy person, just stick to it, man. I want to see him be a total evil person here, but we'll see. We'll see. I think we both agree that he's gonna get taken out. So yeah, comment down below. We'd love to hear what you guys are thinking about Attack on Titan's final season, part 2. We're mid-season, so. Spicy as always. We had to talk about that. We had to catch up. Let's talk about another anime, a little bit of a lighter subject. We'll talk about our mid-season thoughts and this week's episode of My Dress Up Darling. Let's talk about episode 6. What did you make of this week's episode, Germs?
Oh, good shit, man. This whole, like, we finally, like, I forget what episode it was, but once our girl was hooked, it was like, this is on. Now we're cooking with gas. Now we're cooking in here.
Yeah.
Now it's just not just like a one-sided. Now it's, she's a little embarrassed sometimes. You know, now we have a new little, not even really a rival, just like a new girl come in.
Yes.
It's like, okay, hey, aren't you guys dating?
Oh, I love that
like,
line. That was good.
And then he goes back to her, and she's like, "Oh, so he's not seeing anyone. He's single. Okay."
Mm-hmm.
It's like, perfect. Oh, so good, man. These past few episodes have just been absolutely fantastic. That spicy romance, you know.
Oh yeah.
I was really happy that they didn't do anything like during like the photo shoots, like, oh, some pervy guy, you know, like the usual kind of trope. It's like, okay, they kept it just normal people taking pictures
at the convention, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No random dude, you know, coming with like a camera under the skirt or whatever. It's like, okay.
Good.
We're going past that.
Funny you bring that up.
Good stuff.
Funny you bring that up. When she was on the train scene, sort of thinking about Gojo and how much she likes him, I'm like, oh no, we're a Japanese anime train scene. I don't know what's gonna happen here, but no. It was just strictly, no perverted things happening. So, yeah, I like that. I like that they're not throwing in all those like bullshit tropes that are kind of like uncomfortable, and they're keeping it strictly following the story here. So yeah, let's talk about
speaking of train scenes,
that
other train scene, the one with You're Very Beautiful. Oh,
yes,
just the way the way that scene went was beautiful.
Yes, definitely. And I loved how they sort of brought it back to when he was talking about when he calls something beautiful, it means something to him. Same thing with this new character. This new character is Shinju Inui. So I forget what she goes by. She goes by like a nickname. But at one point in an earlier episode... No, oops. The tape is good. Dude, I need to fucking find a better stand for my my camera. This whole taping it to the
I was like
earthquake.
Looks good.
Better fucking stay. Yeah, I need to get like a real mount because I can't keep. What's your camera on? Is it mounted?
Just on top of my monitor.
How do you have it sitting on it?
Sits on it.
Just sits on it perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one's.
But it has like a thing on the back so it can.
Mine does too, but my monitor is so thick in the back that it doesn't clamp on anywhere. It's bullshit. Hopefully this stays. All right. What was I saying? Fuck.
The new girl, Inui.
The new girl. Okay, so yeah, they have the new girl, and they sort of foreshadowed it with an earlier episode because Marin says, "Oh, this is my favorite cosplayer," and at one point, MC is like, "Oh, doesn't she look a little young?" And again, in that episode, we thought it was just passing comments. Okay, that's just small talk. It doesn't really matter. It's just a small moment talking about cosplayers. That's cute. No, this character actually shows up and is actually part of the story. You know, she comes looking for Gojo, and he's showing her all the Hina dolls, and she's like, "Oh, it's so beautiful, but why don't you fucking show me what I came here for? Show me the fucking cosplay dresses that you make." You know what I mean? It's like, what? How'd you find me? And then, of course,
I thought I stalked you.
She totally blackmails him. She's like, "Yeah, what you saw earlier. I'm gonna report you to the police. I have your name. You know what I mean? Because of course he saw her. You know, she's his uncle lets her in, and she's taking a shower, and he walks in on her like every other anime we've seen, and she stumbles, and he gets the clear shot of the smooth silky or whatever, smooth and silk, and so she blackmails him, and now it looks like she's going to be on his cosplay dress team, right? So he's going to be making something for her. We have the sort of growing romance between Marin and him, which is funny. I thought that he'd fall in love with her. She's fallen in love with him, which is fascinating. It's fascinating.
Well, I love like the first like few scenes after she first like, wait a second, he's like, it had like, I was like all like the flowers and like the heart,
like a full on shoujo.
like,
I'm like, dude, am I watching a shoujo right now? It's like the way she sees him. I'm like, this is a full on shoujo, dude. She's in love with this kid already. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just love those little moments, and luckily they you know, after a few scenes, like, okay, we're done using that. You know, it's like, okay,
yeah,
they know just when to stop. Like, okay, the joke has gone long enough. Let's go back into something else.
right.
So good, man. So good. And I love with the grandpa walking in. He's holding the dress and stuff, and then she walks in. He's like, hey, and he's like, falls back.
Right.
Oh, good stuff, man. Good stuff. I just love the little interactions that these characters have.
Yeah, I think it's been going great. I think we were totally right to pick this anime, dude. I think, and as we'll talk about after we get through the roundup, a lot of people are digging this one right now. A lot of people are rocking with My Dress Up Darling. I think it's, you know, a lot of it's slower, but it's meant to be slower. You know, it's meant to sort of be the slow moments and sort of, you know, the moments of Marin cosplaying and sort of there's sort of slice of life relationship and sort of growing and becoming more familiar, you know, like the uncle, like the uncle's like, hey, why don't you, because of course her parents aren't around. Again, so there's some tropes you just can't escape from, right? Of course she doesn't have any parents at her house. Her mother passed away. Her father's off on business. It's always business, right? So he's like, yeah, why don't you come around to have dinner with us, you know? So it's one of those things. It's a slow moving story where, you know, it's all about the relationships, right? I think I said this about Kobayashi a lot. It's all about the relationships, and you're going to see her start to like him. We know that he finds her hot, and then you got this new girl. Who knows what's happening there, dude? I thought she was underage. I was watching. I'm like, oh shit, what? About to end up on a list here. What's going on? But no, apparently she's older than him. I'm like, whoa, that's just not as developed, I guess, you know.
Well,
but
it's Japanese. The Japanese, they look different.
Yeah. I mean, so I guess just not as developed. I don't know what's going on there, but maybe we get a love triangle. Who knows at this point? I hope not. I hope not.
I feel like she's gonna be like the usual, like trying to put them together. You know,
it's like that one in Komi-san, right? The one that's like, I see you two are together now, right? She's gonna be like that character, right? The wing girl to Marin, right? So yeah. Good shit, man. Good shit. Yeah. So just mid-season thoughts in general. How are you liking My Dress Up Darling? Has it lived up to your expectations? And yeah, tell me what you think so far, Germs.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. You know, I was worried a little bit that they were gonna go too deep into the making of the dresses and all that kind of stuff. You know, I it's always fun to get a little bit of like experience of how the hobby and stuff. But
yeah,
we're getting just the perfect amount. It's like, okay, you know, we work on, you know, a little bit of the technical for a split second there, and then he just starts rambling, and then we go back to her perspective and all that kind of stuff. So I think they're doing a really good job with it right now, and the romance is just the right amount. The speed, it's not going too slow, not too fast. We get those little cute little moments that they have together. You know, her when she's getting all hot, and they're on the stairway, and he's all like.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm sweating for a different reason here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just loving all those nice little moments they have there, and now she's conscious of all of him as well. So it's like, okay, now we're starting to cook with that gas. Now we're getting that spice. So I'm really happy where it's going right now. I don't know how far it's gonna go in by the end of the season, but I know for sure once the season's over, I might start reading that.
Yeah.
Depending on how good that end is.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, man. Cloverworks is coming through. Cloverworks is coming through on this one. All right, And I gotta say, we can't not talk. I wouldn't feel personally okay talking about the show without talking about that fucking OST, dude. The music in this show fucking slaps, dude. It slaps. The orchestra is beautiful. And they know how to when they have the music going in the background, it always complements the scene perfectly. I'm not how many episodes in are we? 6? I'm not bored with any of the music yet. You know how a lot of anime, it's like, okay, same theme over and over again. Okay, same theme. Like they just run a theme into the ground, and if it's a good theme, cool. But if it's not, then it's like, fuck, this is getting annoying, right? There's so much diversity. There's so many tracks that they can use and spread around. It's the OST. I just want to say, it's gorgeous. I love the music for the show. So. Yeah, we are rocking with My Dress Up Darling. Let us know down below if you guys are enjoying this show like we are. All right, let's talk about Demon Slayer. Let's conclude our roundup here. Let's conclude the Entertainment District arc. Episode 11. What did you make of this season finale, Germs? Demon Slayer has come, and now it is over. What did you make of this week's episode?
I think it was pretty good. There wasn't much setup for what's happening next, really, other than just like it was just like an epilogue. You know, it's like, okay, hey, this is what happened. Hey, people are still alive. Uzui's like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna retire, be with my
wives.
He
should. He totally should. I think that fits. I wouldn't want to see him back. I think he needs to, especially the condition. Mm-hmm. Time to go take your
minus an arm.
Time to go take your 3 wives and go make babies. Do whatever you want to do. You know, go live the life with them. You know, yeah. His eye isn't his eye missing or some shit too. Like his hand, and then wasn't he? Is he missing an eye too at this point?
I think his eyes are.
His eyes are there. All right. Well, either way, he's severely damaged, and obviously the hand's gone. So yeah, it's time to ride off into the sunset, my dude.
As he should. But man, there's much to talk about with this episode. I kind of just want to talk about everything.
All right, let's talk about everything else. Let's not bury the lead, dude. The fuck. What did you? Okay, I'll ask you before I get into it. What did you make of the fight, the big ass fight scenes that we've had throughout this season? What did you make of them, dude?
Fantastic as always, man. It's like, okay, let me make sure the sky is blue today. Let me make sure Ufotable can make a fight scene. You know, it's like let me make sure. You know, it never hurts to check. You know,
mm-hmm.
But man, every time there was some spicy fights, oh baby, it was good. Like, I don't even know which one. Like, all of them were just fucking beautiful and Sakuga.
All of it was dude. Sakuga, like there was no Sakuga with Ufotable. It's just like the entire thing is just Sakuga. Like the entire fucking thing, dude. People are saying last week's episode was the greatest animated episode of all time. And honestly, I don't know if I can disagree with that. Can you name me another episode that aired on television that was animated better than last week's episode of Demon Slayer? I mean, you might be able to point to like some Fate stuff that Ufotable has done, but like, let's look outside Ufotable. Is there anything else? Is there any episode of anime that's come out that looks better than what we got last week? You know, that's what people are saying. I can't think of an example. It's like movie quality, but not only is it movie quality, it's like, in my opinion,
Ufotable movie call.
I want to ask you this, Germs. Do you think this looked better than the Mugen Train movie? Because in my opinion, this beat Mugen Train. This was like, okay, Mugen Train was cool. We made a lot of money, but now we've had a lot of time to animate this shit. Now we're gonna take it to the next level. I mean, this fight was animated better than the Mugen Train fight between Akaza and Rengoku. I mean, this blew that shit out of the fucking water, and that
all the buildings and fire.
Everything. The fucking the Super Saiyan moments where they're fucking clashing, going nuts. You know, all of it. It's I can't even describe it. There's no words to describe it. You have to watch it for yourself. It was beautiful, dude. I think that this season was better animated than the movie, and that's crazy, dude. That's crazy in my opinion. Do you agree? Do you agree? By the way, was this shit better animated than the Mugen Train movie? Because that's how I felt.
Oh yeah, just all the buildings in the background and all the fire everywhere, just like the way it was perfectly just animated. Is like, damn, like, you know, the Rengoku versus
Akaza.
what was the other guy's Akaza fight was like oh, okay, you know, they're kind of in the middle of like a field and stuff. It's like, okay, you know, looks okay.
Yeah. Well, it looked great at the time, and it was definitely movie quality, definitely better animated than 90% of the shit that you'll find out there. But I feel like this season took it to a whole nother level, dude. And then you had you had them fighting them at the same time, right? They had to take out, you had what's his name? You had what's the fucking sleepy boy's name?
Zenitsu.
I always forget Zenitsu's name. Zenitsu is going supersonic speed with her, and Inosuke joins in, and then you have Tanjiro and Uzui fighting the brother. I just fuck, man. And then they both, push through and sort of snap the head off at the same time. Like the way it's drawn, the way it's animated, the colors, there's nothing that's gonna beat that, man. I mean, seriously. I know that Demon Slayer is kind of like the normie anime, right? Like you see Demon Slayer merch everywhere. But there's a reason, man. I mean, it's not the normie anime for no reason. This like, and for all those who have seen Demon Slayer but haven't seen a lot of other anime, do not expect this to be the norm. Okay, Demon Slayer is above. You're gonna be severely disappointed, especially if you go on to watch some fucking shitty isekai after this, or like a Tokyo Revengers type of anime. Like you're gonna be severely disappointed when you go on to watch other anime if you think that this is the norm. Like Ufotable has their standard, their bar is so bar. High, dude, and they always knock it out of the park too. So yeah, that's the animation. We could talk about the animation forever, but yeah, good shit, right? Good shit.
Oh yeah. I think definitely probably one of these fights is gonna be in the top 10, of this year's list. Probably. Ooh, it's Demon Slayer. Come on.
It has to be.
Unless the next season comes out and it's an even better fight this year somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know when the next season's coming out, but
here I'll load that up while you talk about it. But here I'll load that up. You talk about where do you think the story's gonna go? What did you make of the season as a whole? Story-wise, animation, we know it's gorgeous beyond belief. But story-wise, what did you think of Uzui, his 3 wives, the entertainment district, the brother and the sister? Let's talk about them. Gyutaro and Daki. Yeah. What did you make of their sort of character development? How they're arguing at the end? How Tanjiro comes in, tries to, hey, get along. You're both about to fucking die here, and then you kind of see them in the afterlife, right? So, talk to me a little bit about that and what you made of the whole season as a whole.
Yeah, I think for a little while the guy was just a little cringe. He was just like felt like some incel kind of guy. He's like, oh, you get all the women and I'm ugly. You're just I hate you. I'm gonna kill you and all that kind of stuff. I feel like that was kind of annoying. It's just like, get over it, man. Get over it. Yep. You're ugly. Guess what? He has 3 wives. What you gonna do about it? I guess kill him.
He was bitching about that, wasn't he? Yeah.
He was bitching on it for so long. I was like, get it. Okay, incel, stop it. Stop it.
Yep.
That one, the Michael Jordan, stop it. Think about
the meme. That's great. So we don't have a the next arc is the Swordsmith Village arc. We will have that sort of the teaser pics, which is cool. It looks like we're going to be meeting some of the other Hashira, which is kind of what I expect going forward. I think every major arc is going to be like, all right, here's the new Hashira that you're going to meet and follow, right? So I don't know what it's going to be about. I know it's Demon Slayer. Good shit.
Kill another upper sixers or
probably,
2,
Probably. And that's probably going to be the format until they get to Michael Jackson. We don't have a release date on when it's coming out. I assume it's not coming out at all this year. I assume probably 2023, maybe even late 2023. So, Demon Slayer, they're taking their sweet ass time with it. They milk the movie. Okay. So, they're killing it right now. They're definitely killing it. So yeah, super hyped to see where it goes. We probably won't get it for a while, but any expectations going forward, Germs? And how would you rate this season compared to the others? Right. So we have like the OG season, we have the Mugen Train season, then we have the Entertainment District arc. Is this better than the previous ones? About the same? Maybe a little bit worse? Where do you sort of evaluate where we're at, and where do you think we're going to be heading here?
So compared to the other seasons, I'd probably put Mugen Train at like the bottom, and then probably this, and then the first season.
Yeah,
I think the first season just did a really good job about the setup and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I just think there was kind of some misses with this the infiltration really didn't go anywhere.
Not really. I was kind of
investigation.
Yeah, I wanted more of that. I thought that was going to be interesting, but they kind of just were like, nah, we're going to get straight to the fights, which is cool. Hey, I'm here for it. Beautiful fights. But I thought that they'd do something a little bit more fun.
Do more.
Maybe there's more manga content that they didn't really use. I don't know, but it felt like
I don't think so.
It just felt like they got straight to it, and it was like, okay, that's interesting. But yeah, going forward, any thoughts going forward?
Zero thoughts. They didn't give us anything.
Not really.
Like, okay, well, I didn't even know in the poster, like, oh, it's okay, so those two are gonna be there in the next season. We finally get to see what big titty's all about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And we do know Akaza gets summoned by Michael Jackson. And I did read in some of the comments, like, people were like, oh, I'm surprised that they didn't animate the council, the meeting that they were going to have. So I assume next season is going to open with Michael Jackson being like, hey, what the fuck? Why are our guys, or why did these two die? You know what I mean? That's fucked up. We gotta nip this in the bud, right?
Not lower.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I assume Michael Jackson's going to be pissed off. I still want to see Akaza. I still want to see Tanjiro get revenge for Rengoku. I can't wait to see that. So, yeah, the guys and gals out there, the weebs, comment down below. What did you make of this season of Demon Slayer Entertainment District Arc? For our, we could give a little quick review here. What would you give it out of 5, Germs? I think, for me personally, for me, it's a 5 out of 5. It does everything it should do. It's not necessarily like the greatest shonen, not necessarily the greatest story, but in terms of progressing the plot, I think, I'd give it what I've given Demon Slayer so far, like 5 out of 5. I can't really complain here. It's doing everything it needs to do, but also the animation is blowing my fucking socks off. So that's kind of how I felt about it. What would you give this season out of 5?
I'm gonna be a little bit more not as nice. I'm gonna give it a 4, unfortunately. Yeah. Unfortunately, but I just wish they could have done a little bit more with the story, a little bit more. Zangetsu is kind of just, he woke up and he was like, oh, whoa, what happened? It's like,
see, I thought that was funny. I thought that was funny, especially when he was talking when he's asleep.
It's funny, but it's like, we just went through a traumatic experience. Probably hundreds of people are probably dead right now. And you're just like, well, I just woke up.
Yeah. Yeah, I see it as that being his character, but I get what you mean. I get what you mean. At some point, it'd be nice to see some character progression and see him, like, sort of grow up and mature a little bit. But I see what you mean.
Yeah, so that's what I'm getting for. Obviously, the animation and everything else was just top tier.
Yeah.
But it's just like, there was just some moments like the investigation, Zangetsu, and all that kind of stuff. It's like, come on, you could do a little bit better.
For sure. And just to clarify, if this was done by Dean, this would get like maybe a 3 out of 5, right? But Ufotable just
maybe a 2, maybe a 1.
But not to be a graphics whore here, but the animation it blows it out of the water. It's hard for me to look at this and not give it a 5 just because of how stunningly beautiful it is. The story, it was decent. It was fine. It did everything it needs to do, but the animation just puts it over the top for me. So, yeah, that's going to be what we thought of the Entertainment District arc. We haven't touched base with you guys in a while, so Germs is going to give it a 4 out of 5. I'm going to give it a 5 just because the animation, man. So yeah, that's it. Demon Slayer's done. That will no longer be on our weekly roundups. Going forward, we have Dress Up Darling and Attack on Titan. And with that, we get into our winner of the week. Last time, we're going to have these 3 to battle with. Going forward, we'll only have 2 competing. So what was your episode of the week? What was your winner of the week, Germs?
It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. It's just like how the end of Demon Slayer had it was a slow episode. Attack on Titan had the ramification episode. Dress Up Darling was good. Had the new girl, but yeah, it's a tough one. These weren't the best episodes
I totally agree.
They have been.
I totally agree.
Have been. It's like, oh, this is like last week. Oh, well, last week would have been an insane week to fix.
Dude, I feel so. I can't believe we missed so much amazing content with Attack on Titan specifically and Demon Slayer. All the crazy. If we were recording last week and the week before, we would have been so hyped, dude. We would have had Dress Up Darling would get no fucking shine. We would just be gushing about those two, I feel. But yeah, we got to judge this week.
It's a weird week.
It's a weird week. I agree with you, and it's not the strongest week. I totally agree with you, but. What is your winner of the week? I want to hear. I'm curious.
Oof. Oh. it's a really a little tough one here, man. But I think I'm gonna give it on Attack on Titan.
Really? Why so?
Because it's like, okay, I have all the setup and everything that I need for the next few episodes. There was some good stuff that happened in the episode. I just think the setup and all that kind of stuff. Like, if Demon Slayer had a little bit more setup and had like maybe that council meeting and saw what Spice was going to happen, it's like, oh, I'm looking forward to the next season.
Right.
Like, oh. Attack on Titan's like, oh, Annie, oh shit. Like, okay, well, how are we gonna resolve this? Like, all we know for Demon Slayer is like, okay, we need to kill Michael Jackson. But
yeah, same old thing, same goal, right?
Yeah, there's some nice scenes in the Demon Slayer. Not to knock it, but I just want to see.
Yeah, all were solid, but they weren't the best. Like you were saying, they weren't super strong compared to what we usually get, for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The aftertaste of the meal was like, I didn't feel anything with the Demon Slayer. Like, it's like, oh, it's over. Okay, I guess that's it.
Yeah.
But the Attack on Titan's like, I saw a little so slow. I'm looking forward to what happened next. It's like, okay, something's happening.
Demon Slayer definitely dropped the ball on the cliffhanger part for sure. We could have even like a little bit of the council. Even like if Michael Jackson was pissed off, or like, hey guys, we need to get our shit together. Like, hey Akaze, you need to go kill Tanjiro. Like something to bite on would have been nice. You know what I mean?
It's like, oh shit, gotta watch out. Our boy Tanjiro gotta watch out, or we don't have that right now, unfortunately. But Attack on Titan's like, there's a lot of fallout and all that kind of stuff from what Eren did, but it's like, hey, there's still some stuff to look forward to see what people got plans, what are people gonna think, all that kind of stuff. So, obviously, Dress Starling was fantastic, but it's Attack on Titan. It's hard to. It's hard to beat. That also was kind of a slower episode. Yeah, if it was the episode before that, you had Spice, but I introduced a new girl. The shower scene. It's like, oh, it's nice and all, but Attack on Titan was like, ooh, little spice.
I'm going to completely disagree with you here. I'm going to give it to Dress Up Darling, because at least with Dress Up Darling, we're sort of furthering the plot. We have the new introduction of the new girl, but even more important for me is we get to see Marin's developing feelings for the MC. Not only is she sort of realizing that she's liking him, she's like thinking about him on the train, and sort of, the other girl makes a comment and Marin's like, oh, you don't have a girlfriend, right? I mean, there's some real development there. And not only that, but we get a new character. So it's not just going to be those two from now on. And I thought it was really fucking funny when she's like, these are all cute Hina dolls, but where's the good shit? Where's the shit that I'm here for, So I thought that was really, really funny. So I'm going to give it to Dress Up Darling, because I actually thought that Dress Up Darling had the best episode this week. Attack on Titan, it's time to get back to some of the more strategy behind the war. Seeing Titans fighting is cool. I like to see Titans fighting, but I've seen that for 80 episodes. I want to get back to the genocide, to the Eren versus Zeke battle here. You know what I mean? And then with Demon Slayer, like you said, it's really the epilogue here, right? It's just the winding down of things, and there's really no setup, really no major foreshadowing, which is fine. I'm not going to complain after the fucking beautiful episodes we've gotten so far. But yeah, I think Dress Up Darling left the most impression on me this week personally. So you're going to go with Attack on Titan. I'm going to go with Dress Up Darling. Comment down below what your guys' episode of the week was, and it doesn't have to be from our list. It could be any episode from the winter 2022 season. What your favorite was of this week. So those are our winner of the weeks. And so let's switch over now to a slight discussion on just the sort of winter 2022 season as a whole. What are the people digging? So here we have a week 6 karma ranking poll. We love these. We got to do the Reddit karma ranking polls here. So what you're telling me, Germs, is on the left is popularity, and then the scores on the right are what people are digging the most. Is that correct? So at number 1, we have Attack on Titan, the final season, part 2.
No surprise.
At number 2, we have Demon Slayer, and those are kind of in their own category, right? 17,000, 15,000 makes sense. And then sort of in a distant third is Dress Up Darling, although it kind of has a sizable lead, because in 4th is Ranking of Kings.
Yeah, the seasons, you can see there's only a few big ones, and everything else is just like
way low, there's definite gaps
even
here.
Number 5 is like, that's That's
Yeah.
like a tenth of Attack on Titan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and yeah, you can see, Ranking of Kings still has somewhat popularity, but really, of the new shows airing, nothing that's continuing. We got, Dress Up Darling, Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan. Those are all fucking killing it. And then if you go to the scores, Germs, I don't know if you see a pattern here, but what are the top 3 for what people are enjoying the most here? And there's some real competition there. Unlike popularity, we're sort of Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan lead. Let's hear about the scores on what people are actually digging here. You see a pattern here, Germs?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it makes sense because Demon Slayer just finished. Now it's like, okay, people now can give that final score and be like, okay, this is. So yeah, it's the same top 3.
Same
just,
top 3.
1 and 2 are just the 1 and 2 are flipped.
Yep. And I think it's funny because we picked these 3 to be on our roundup, not knowing, Dress Up Darling was kind of the gamble. We knew people would like Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer, but man, it's paid dividends, man. I'm telling you, Cloverworks is coming through with it. And my graphics, I can't really zoom in. I don't even know what that 4th one is. Princess Connect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
it's number 6 on the
on the popular. Yeah, okay. So interesting. Where's Kings? Oh, Kings is way down there at 9.11. So interesting. But yeah, the 3 most popular, the 3 most beloved of the season are the 3 that we talk about every week, right? My Dress Up Darling, Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer. So just checking in here, some mid-season thoughts here. So comment down below. What are you guys enjoying this season? And what are your mid-season thoughts? Is this a strong season, a little bit of a slower season? Are you watching the same 3 that it seems everyone's watching? Are you enjoying the same 3 that it seems everyone's enjoying? So we'd love to hear from you on that. And yeah, to end out this week's episode, we have a little bit of Kaizen news. And I have to load it. I didn't even have it loaded, Germs.
Yeah, I can do it. So Jujutsu Kaisen anime gets 2nd season in 2023.
Yeah.
Woo.
Basically all we have
a little
to say.
sad it's 2023.
No,
it's unfortunate, but
no PV or no trailer, right?
Yeah, I just see just like a random image.
We have an image.
It looks like the zero. Yeah.
That's the
interesting seeing those 2 sit together.
Yeah. So we have Zero to watch whenever that comes out. Actually, doesn't that come out
next
soon?
month?
Yeah, it comes out soon over here. So we're gonna watch that in theaters, right, Broski?
Oh yeah, easy.
Definitely gonna be checking that out. And dude, it looks so beautiful. Like Kaizen is the new shonen, man. When Attack on Titan's over, it's really gonna be like Kaizen and fucking Demon Slayer running this shit. Plus Chainsaw Man's waiting in the wings, right? So sometime.
No one knows.
It's coming soon, right? It's got to be coming soon. They said this year. They said this year, right? You're telling me there's a chance, right? So, yeah, I think we sort of expected this. We know it's not going to come this year, but next year kind of makes sense. They're doing the whole Demon Slayer thing. They're doing the movie in between the seasons, so they're gonna make that cash.
Give some time to cook.
They're gonna make that cash on the film before hopping into another season. And yeah, you hyped for this one, Germs?
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fantastic. I can't wait to see what kind of new stuff comes up. Like just the wild stuff that happens. People get hurt and all that kind of stuff. So it's just good stuff, man. I can't wait to see all these characters back at it again.
Yep, for season 2. And I like that they're taking their time with it. They're not rushing it. And I like that we got a movie to sort of munch on in between. You know what I mean? It's like we're going from to lunch to dinner here, but we got a little bit of an appetizer. We're not just sitting down eating a full course meal. We got something to hold us over, which is nice. And when that does come out, we'll definitely be talking about that one. Definitely so. Yeah, that's our episode. We caught up on the 3. It's been a while. Sorry, we had some awards to get through, so we caught up on the 3. One of them's ending. For the rest of the season, we're going to be talking about Dress Up Darling and Attack on Titan. Man, that's honestly, even though it's just 2, that's a hell of a 2 to be talking about right there, right? Dress Up Darling's giving you the more slice of life rom-com vibes, and then Attack on Titan is. Attack on Titan's fucking Game of Thrones and anime, dude. It's this epic sort of medieval action show that will be concluding. Can't wait for that. Anything to tell the people before we sign off here, Germs? Anything to leave the weebs with?
these seasons, it's really just trying to find what little things you want. Like, oh, maybe I'll try out this random little show. So try out some random little show. Maybe you'll like it. Maybe you see a waifu in there, like, fuck it, let's try it out. So
right. Any suggestions? Are you thinking of anything on the top of your head?
A more nice, like, slice of life one. If you see it all the way, it's number 15, only 341. Slow Loop is a nice, cute little watch. Nothing crazy, no crazy story, anything. It's just like a nice, cute little thing to watch.
Yeah.
Also, the In Land of Leondell. That's also a nice little watch. Cute girls. I guess this season's cute girls doing cute things, I guess.
Yeah. What's the new, right? Oh, Takagi-san. How's Takagi-san doing, dude? Are you caught up with that?
Not caught with that, unfortunately, right now.
The one that
it's probably still good stuff.
You ready for the curveball from me?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think I'm watching that I haven't told you about? It's on the list. It's on the list. What do you think I'm watching that I have not told you about? And I told you I started. I started Kings. So ranking of Kings. That's you already know about that. What have I not told you about at all?
Well, I'm guessing it's. If it's on here, that's a tough one. The only one I can think of that I've heard a lot about is Akebi's Sailor Uniform.
Yeah, I'm watching that one. You guessed it.
Who's doing that? Is that one by Cloverworks?
That one's by Cloverworks, and that's exactly why I'm fucking watching it, dude. It's actually,
I knew it.
It's actually really cute. So I don't know if
it's... girls do cute things, man.
Basically.
This is the season.
Basically, it's fucking gorgeous. Are the characters and the stories great? I don't know. I'm not even caught up with that one, but it's got that beautiful animation. So yeah, speaking of sort of like hidden gems, stuff that you can check out besides the big three, the new big three for this season, I would recommend Akebi-chan Sailor Uniform. Germs has I don't even remember, what did you say, Germs? You said
the Slow Loop and Inland of Leondell.
Those are good shit. Yep. And I assume you're gonna watch
female MCs.
I assume you're gonna watch
MCs
that.
Are the
Takagi-san. You're probably gonna like that one too. But that's one that you got to be caught up with. You're right, season 3. So yeah, if you enjoy this content, make sure to leave us a thumbs up. That helps us a lot. If you even got to this part in the episode and you're not subscribed, question your life decisions. Why aren't you subscribed? You got to do that for us. It would make our day. If you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, you can also follow us on there. This is a podcast. And without Weeb's out, we don't have a special to worry about, so we will definitely see you guys next week. And yeah, peace out.